Right, welcome back, friends, to Battle Brothers. Now, actually, I should put on screen capture because this now is the first bit of Battle Brothers content that I'm doing with the new mods installed. Display capture. So, I've used Filthy Robots mod pack. Checked out his little 10-minute video. There's a link in the YouTube description here that'll take you to this little document here. Or if you're watching live on Twitch, use !BB mods. The ones I've got running, not all of these, I've got faster with pause, which is press 3 or 4 for increased speed. Here's the best thing about it for me is auto pause on enemy sight. That's so important. Try out, which is great. It costs double the cost, but at least it shows you the stars and where the stars are, which is wonderful. Hooks just makes everything else work. Combat log expanded, I didn't bother with. Scoutable locations is nice. It shows garrison race and named item percentage chance. Still shows full garrison composition for poacher start. Numbers shows the actual number ranges on garrison preview. Have I got that one running? I think I have that one running. Let me just check it real quick here. Games, team apps, common, Battle Brothers, data. One called numbers. Yeah, I've got numbers running. And Nimble Tooltip, I haven't seen actually work yet, but I haven't actually been in combat with it yet. So it shows effective HP values for Nimble Brothers. I assume that'll only be in combat because it doesn't seem to work outside of combat. Sorts I've not bothered with, but gives better options for inventory and post-combat item sorting. I haven't struggled with item sorting post-combat, so I didn't bother with that. Cell multiplier I also didn't want to use. That just seemed like it would make it a little bit too easy economically, and I see Filthy isn't using it either. Settlement tooltip shows detailed information on settlement modifiers. Fix ice I haven't needed because I'm not missing any legendary locations. Frenzy Red I also didn't bother with. Shows Red Hours when killing Frenzy. Integrity Cultist I don't have active, but I might have it active if I do another Cultist run through. And the cart ambitions I didn't increase because I thought that the cart sizes are already big enough. So check it out. Like I said, if you're on watching this on YouTube, there should be in the description a link to that. If you're watching on Twitch, it should just be !BB mods. In fact, I must just test if that command works now. What's up, Luscious? White Cloud, the trains. All right, mods. Yes, you can, White Cloud. I actually have done this here now. I've been 180 days in on this campaign, and this is the first time now. I've started using the mods and they all seem to be working. There you go, and the command is working. Right, let's get into it. The immortal words of Schwarzenegger. Enough talk! I'm gonna need Twitch chat to be open. So, first thing from the mods, actually in the screen here you don't actually see anything. I was expecting there to be little brackets with more details there around the hit points for that hit points mod. Check this. So humble village. Oh, so it shows you relations neutral and relations cold. That's some of the extra difference. Cold. Showing relations. Okay, we are going to the swamp regions of suffocating bog, but most importantly, I want to show you the whoopsie, barbarians. I don't want to fight these lads. That's chosen. So here already you can see the modifier. After a few, it says 2 to 3, and many 7 to 10. White Cloud, I've heard about the Legends mod. What does it do? I think it adds a whole bunch of extra stuff, but if memory serves, I don't want to have the Legends mod yet, because I still kind of want to finish the game in base mode before going for the Legends mod. And as you can see here now, we can try this guy out. Look, it's double the cost. But it shows us where his stars are. He's got huge fatigue and 2 stars in ranged. He's a brute. He hates greenskins. The thing is, so melee hit to the head, it's kind of a pity that his 2 stars there are in range skill. If brute applied to ranged weapons, he'd make a fine, throwing weapon user. The 2 stars in ranged skill is tempting. Let me just see what the numbers are that a lumberjack rolls between for ranged. I don't think it's worth spending 1,400 gold on that lumberjack. He's not exactly what I want out of a ranged guy. Remember, we need to get 3 more ranged guys, and we need to get a sergeant. We've got the sergeant. I just need ranged guys. So the lumberjacks roll 32 to 42 on the range table, so pretty damn low. And with 2 stars in ranged skill, he would get 4 every level. So he would get between 72 and 82 range skill. It's not good enough for that price. A bunch of stuff, yes, but it can be a bit weird if you haven't gotten to the end game in vanilla. So I think I need to get to the end game first in vanilla. It's expensive, regrettably. Need it. We'll head west and go to that big city to go sell some of the stuff we're hanging on to. Swamp region of where's Suffocating Bog? There it is. Now you can see 3 times speed and 4 times speed. Such a good mod. I can't believe I've played almost 1,600 hours without actually using those mods. Once you get set in your ways and you don't actually make much changes, do you? How many of these do I need? I need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on to, that's our heavy armor we'll hang on to, and I don't need any of this light armor, I don't think. I can all go. More than anything, I want ranged fighters. See, I've already tried these guys out here. There's Corey, club-footed and faint-hearted. Melee defense, hit points, ranged, no. Ranged defense, ranged skill, but only 1 star, not worth. The 2 melee skill and 1 stars in ranged defense is nice, but the stars are in initiative, so I have to make him light. Light armor wearing, which I don't really want to do. I've got enough light armor wearing lads, and I have enough frontline guys. At some point, I need to go through all of this and fix the numbers, the ranking numbers on everybody. I think it's probably just the fact of the matter of the game creators are like, well, you know, the mod community fixed it via mods, so why bother? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up front, 8 at the back. I've got 1 more heavy armor wearer here, our sergeant. And then the next heavy armor guy can be that. But I think I'm going to keep the current roster that I have just until I get those ranged guys. I'm only in the market now for ranged fighters. Cheers, boys. Enjoy a drink. We'll keep training everybody below level 5. And weapons-wise, we are on the lookout for another 2-handed warhammer, because we have this legendary one, which is insane. But I need another one for my other hammer master. Here we go, Resurrect. Yeah, I think all of the mods are being done through Nexus mods, I would imagine. Like Long War for XCOM, okay. I'll check out at some point, but I think before I do that though, I want to get to the late game in vanilla, which is clear out the Black Monolith, the Goblin City, and the Orc and the Sea of Tents, which we are nowhere near doing. I imagine I'm gonna have to have in the thousands of days in this campaign, but now hopefully it'll become a little bit easier to do that with the plus speed option. Let's see. While on the march, you find a drunken nobleman. Oh, this one. Vexwolf is a thief, so the thief can quite easily get some crowns, a ring, and a signet ring. ModDB. I'm not familiar with ModDB. Speaking of mods, I'm thinking about hoping to get back into some armored Wiedergängers and many fallen heroes. That's pretty scary, actually. I see wolf footprints here. Hopefully we can find some wolves there. Talking about Long War, I want to give my Long War 2 campaign another try. 18 of them, up to 25. Nachtseers, let's do it. We will initiate stabbing protocol only on the flanks. Stabbing protocol is spears. Everybody else has good enough weapon damage and weapon specialization that I'm not going to bother with spears on them. Just going to let them move forward and actually just punch the shit out of everything. Let's put spear there, shall we? Yes, I can cover some of the front line. That'll do. That'll do. Get him. Theoretically, horsemen wouldn't even be that hard to add, because, I mean, if you have wolf riders, then you can have horsemen. But how would you balance that? I suppose you would have to make them super vulnerable to spears and pikes, like charging. That would be hard to balance. Really hard to balance. Burning Bush, what are you carrying as your melee option? Burning Bush, where is he? Okay, just thrown weapons. I don't want to leave. No game sound. Oh wait, Jesus, there's no game sound. What the fuck? Oh geez, sorry. What's going on? Whoopsie. Sorry about that, friends. Thanks for pointing it out, friends. Whoopsie, so that's 11 minutes. Oh god, I'm so dumb. So I sat and explained all about the mods when I had no game sound on. I have to make a note. Okay. Thanks for pointing it out, boys. Oh, White Cloud without reservation. Oh, hell yes, I recommend the DLC. It's fucking amazing. Love it. I mean, for the guys who don't have the DLC, I mean, if it's gonna hurt you financially, then don't bother buying it. But I mean, it's not gonna ruin the game for you if you don't have the DLC. But the DLC is wonderful. I recommend it highly. Oh, that was silly. I forgot to take the high ground. God, I've been so full of mistakes lately. And my Blood Bowl game. Now League. God, the game I had now against Mod on the Lizardmen. I managed to pull out the draw, but I deserve to lose 3-0. I've never played a game of Blood Bowl so badly in my life. I've made so many fucking mistakes. I was playing Chaos. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Flexible. I was playing Chaos, and thankfully, Zinch smiled upon me. I'll maintain the line. I'll decide in a sec. I'll see what these guys do. I'll check this out for damage. Heavy Javelin with throwing weapon mastery. 82 points of damage. Another 95 points of damage. 75 points of damage. Burning Bush, you can actually go to heavy javelins as well. 39, great hit. Oh yeah. Lizards is a hard match for anybody. Lizards are so tough to deal with. Good shot, but that's actually not ideal because now I've left a corpse open. Beck. Forrest the Roman. Keep nailing him, boys. And now we step forward. Start covering the corpses. Zaporozhparova. What a wonderfully Russian name you have, Zaporozhparova. Yeah, you can back yourself. Logics, you got the Skaven. Skaven or any of the elves is what I would have chosen if I had the choice. Skaven are fucking brilliant. And particularly I want to play Skaven because I've been thinking about how best to use Wrestle. And I think that the low armor, high movement Skaven, I think would be pretty much perfect for it. Go for... what I was thinking of doing is giving my gutter runners jump up. To give them wrestle and jump up. If they get tackled, they just wrestle the person down. And then they can jump up and still move 9 squares. So the follow. So Logics, I imagine the issue you have with the Skaven is that they not super powerful in the beginning. But it does kind of feel like if you can get levels on your gutter runners, you can just do pretty much whatever you want. Fuck's sakes, Vex Wolf. God, he's appalling. I gotta get rid of him. But I mean, he's rolled +1 every single level on his melee skill. Now that lad is a problem. Anyway, switch to the cleaver. Well, White Cloud, for the longest time, I wasn't convinced of the usefulness of throwing weapons. But that just, like, if you look at the damage numbers, it kind of started because I wanted to find a build where I could have someone who's like not great, like make the most out of a not great fighter. And it occurred to me that throwing weapons come online a lot earlier. Right, Critical is still a spear specialist. I was saying that they come online earlier, so someone who has lower range skill can actually do work with them. Oh, no quick hands, fuck. I move forward, these are all turned done. Let's see if I can't maybe ruin that fucking Achtia. Now, especially with the heavy throwing weapons introduced with the Vikings, I think more than ever throwing weapons are not only viable but fucking good. It does roll better, yes, but mainly it's because, I mean, I think what will change a lot of people's minds on throwing weapons is if they start thinking of throwing weapons. Okay, throwing weapons are the spears of the ranged weapon tree. It's all about the plus 20% hit chance from 2 squares away. And so very early on, like, I mean, on the second level up for most of my archers, I'll take quick hands because they will, like, I'll show you my, well, actually, like, Sealand is he's a crossbowman, and I leveled him to take crossbow mastery and throwing weapon mastery. The idea being he uses crossbow mastery against a super heavy armor opponent, and then the thrown javelins against unarmored targets because of the extra base damage. But I now regret actually giving him crossbow mastery because he doesn't need it. I mean, generally, I find myself just going to thrown weapons as soon as the enemies are in range like this, just because, I mean, one of these heavy javelins does damage that's comparable to a warbow. And if you look in this build here, if I hadn't taken crossbow mastery, I could have taken killing frenzy. And then that 85 damage, let's look at these damage numbers here. So, let's see here, 95% chance. Well, anyway, the highest number I've seen with a heavy thrown javelin from 2 squares away is 85 damage. And if you roll 85 damage with killing frenzy active, you're doing over 100 damage. You have to. Oh yes, like a siege crossbow type of thing. Good. I mean, look at the fuck. Okay, that's. I was hoping I wouldn't kill, but I mean, you see the damage of the thrown weapons. Isn't that amazing? Now, do I whip this nerd twice, or do I move in and attack him once? Move in and attack him once. Who else can still go this turn? We'll let these guys go first, and maybe I can get the decapitate off if I'm super lucky. Exactly, Logix, but the thing is, so I should caveat what I was saying. So in almost any company, I want 2 crossbowmen, or ninjas if you will. Ninjas are the pure throwing weapon guys. And then the other 2 must be dedicated archers. Now, I had 4 ranged guys, but they all died recently. I've only got sealant left. So in this full setup here, eventually it'll be 8 guys up front, a mixture of 2-handed and 1-handed weapons. Sergeant, a bannerman, shield breaker, which is a heavy axe specialist, shield breaker, and then archer, crossbowman, crossbowman. And the archers will get leveled quite differently. The archers will get bullseye, they'll get bow mastery, and then, you know, they'll get maybe even overwhelm if their initiative is high enough. But the archers, their only job, and even though I will give them bags and belts and quick hands and javelins, the archer's job is to beat the enemy marksman, to win in the ranged game. Whereas I look at my crossbowmen as can openers. Can die. How dodgy the lads are. Whilst the Roman, you were using a crossbow. I might be able to decapitate this Nocturne. Ooh, hello, hello. Get wrecked. God, I love this weapon. I love reading aloud. This when I got this weapon, inflicts 218 to 305 damage to armor. Melee defense. What, for the archers? No, not at all. You don't have to put a single point into melee defense. Just give them fancy feet, and then if they ever get caught in melee range, then they're just fancy feet away. Not a problem. Just give them footwork. Fuck's sakes. There's another mod now that I'm desperate for, is to see the numbers that get rolled on this. Yeah, of course. All my frontliners, of course, yes. I give them as much melee defense as I possibly can. Like, release the hounds? I don't think it's necessary. We've managed to break most of their morale. Off with the head. Get them, lads. There's still a few dangerous Nachters here. Wait a second. I need Creeper Jack to move up. Putting bush. Get him! Yeah! Overwhelming initiative. That is a type of build that I need to experiment with more. Oh, I missed a trick there. I should have rotated and attacked that Nocturne. Like. But yes, high initiative and overwhelm. Pretty good. The thing is, Kitten, you cannot just get annoyed when brothers die. They are gonna die. And no matter how good they are, you have to accept the fact that they're gonna die. Kind of like Blood Bowl, actually. Where you accept that guys are gonna die. You're gonna get pissed off, and you just can't get on top of you and ruin you. Sad, maybe, but understandable, definitely. Nah, dude, what are you talking about? Let's see here. Laderack. Cilia Sodus, do you have Nimble? You'll be fine if you have Nimble. Shot. Remember, if someone dies, then just save scum. There's no problem with save scumming if you're learning the game. Get the throwing weapons. It's fucking ridiculous. And look, 93 damage on a head hit. And I'm throwing at a 95% chance to hit them. These throwing weapons are fucking insane. Those heavy throwing weapons are doing double the damage of a tier 3 crossbow. Fuck's sakes, Creeper Jack. Daddy stuck around. I need his head. Conan Unconquered. Sunshaba, maybe, but the thing is, I have to stop playing more games. I'm playing far too many games. I'll take a look at it. I might give it a try. I can't guarantee anything. Especially given how much I'm enjoying Blood Bowl these days. I think I'm not going to look at new games until I finish my RimWorld playthrough. But probably by then, Phoenix Point will be out, and I'm going to play the bejesus out of that game. I can't wait for Phoenix Point. Looks so good. All the shittiness with joining the Epic Store exclusivity, you know, is annoying, but it's not going to stop me from playing the game. And Vampire the Masquerade 2, I'm going to play that as well. I can't wait for that. No, no, where are you going? Get back here. Get him, Earl. This increased combat speed thing is so good. Get wrecked. Ach, ja, scum. Warrior, get him! Who's a good boy? A Scooby Snack if you kill him. And I'm still one of those naive idiots who thinks that Mountain Blade 2 might be released in the next 30 years. So I'm also going to play Mountain Blade 2. Oh yeah, I mean, I've only been using the Speed 3 and 4 mod for like 5 minutes, and already I can never go back. I can never go back to that slower speed. Head back into the swamp, see what we can find. Level ups? Yes, level 8 on Shitberto. The thing is, if Mountain Blade 2, I'm saving up about, I'm no kidding, I'm saving up leave days at my work. When Mountain Blade 2 comes out, I'm gonna just tell them I've got AIDS. I can't come to work. I got the heavy. I got the AIDS. Seriously gonna tell them I have AIDS. I can't come into work. I'm just gonna play Mountain Blade 2 and just become this, like, you know, open the window and go sunlight, more Mountain Blade, sleep in 4-hour shifts. Yeah, I can't come into work. I came over all dead. I'm slightly dead. So Shitberto, I think it's time we take Crippling Strikes. I mean, I like Berserk, I like Killing Frenzy, but Crippling Strikes, so good. Or perhaps we take Berserk just to hopefully synergize and get a few extra stabs off. Thing is that it adds 82 fatigue, 60 fatigue if he procs Berserk. So he actually doesn't have enough fatigue to even make Berserk worth it, really. I think we go for Backstabber at this point. 8 we get Backstabber, 9 we get Crippling Strikes, 10 we will get maybe Colossus. I do need Berserk, and then I need 2 other at level 11. Crippling Strikes, and I may as well get Executioner. The logic being that, I mean, he doesn't get to Killing Frenzy. He doesn't do a whole lot against undead, and you can't wound undead. But, I mean, eventually when I have a group of superstars and I'm fighting undead, I would let the Dagger Master sit out anyway. What I want from my Dagger Master is the ability to wound Orc Warriors. Oh, footprints. Just remembered, I must head west to the coastal cities and buy all the fishing nets I can find. I'm already sitting on quite a lot. Direwolves, 12. No problemo. But I quite like direwolves because I can start with my throwing weapons. trying the Northern Raider start. Oh yeah, I mean, I had a Northern Raider start which started quite well, and what I found helpful. Wait, let me just gather my thoughts here for a sec. Okay, I sold. Okay, I've got Gossamer here. I think I do want a shield on Forest in case he gets caught out. Melee range. I head south as soon as I can. Avoid all fights. And then understand that right from day one, as soon as you encounter an enemy caravan, see if you can fight them, because if it's just caravan hands, you can kill them. And like I fought a caravan hand caravan, and on day one I got my hands on a bunch of good stuff. Like I got trade goods, it's just economically amazing, is what I'm trying to say. So with the Raider start, the fact that half the map hates you is a double-edged sword. It's obviously horrible because you got to watch out for mercenaries, but with this mod you'll auto pause so you won't blunder into them. I don't think I'm going to be playing any other starts for the moment. I really want to focus on the 13th Legion and get us all the way done. And then when I do that, I'll need a Battle Brother break because burnout is real. I'm going to wait with these thrown javelins. Want some armor shredding damage to go first. I could actually proc Berserk here, so let's wait with Seal and second throw. Surrounded and puncture, 55, 70. The surrounded doesn't seem to be doing anything. Or backstabber doesn't seem to be doing anything. Which confirms to me that in a line battle like this, backstabber does nothing. 70 base, minus 15. 55. Okay. You better appreciate that I keep playing, because that's what's going to happen. That's what happens next. Okay, Trevor Belmont. Execute. Our flanks are going to be compromised in a little while. Sex Forest. At least these things don't eat corpses, so not that bad. Wolf. None of them frenzied. Oh, that's fucking amazing. Some of them look frenzied. They're not. Look at the accuracy. So someone like Burning Bush, I'm actually leveling him as a melee fighter, but in the meantime, it's still too dangerous to put him on the front line. But even with 39 range skill, he's got 35% chance to hit. I think he's pretty good. God, can you imagine? Zombie wolves. Oof, shudder. Oh, almost killed him. I seem to remember something about the Houndsmaster background. If you have a Houndsmaster, his late game event is that he can actually get a wolf. So I don't think it's a dire wolf. I think it's just a regular wolf like the goblins ride. I've never actually gotten the wolf though, and I don't think I will on this campaign because they're not lowborn. That sound they make when they die.
Ooh, you know you did.
Throwing weapons, so good. Except when they miss. They suck. One thing you gotta be careful though with throwing weapons is that they are super expensive because crossbows and bows use 1 ammo per shot, whereas throwing weapons use 4 ammo per shot. That can get very expensive very quickly if you use throwing weapons when you don't really need to. At this point, I should stop using throwing weapons. It's just costing me money. Running a business here. That Shamshare is an interesting weapon. It really, the only usefulness out of it really seems to be the increased wounding chance. I think I prefer the overall damage of the noble sword. Yeah, look at that, 45. That's the scimitar. But I hardly ever use riposte. I quite like the idea of giving him quick hands. And then when an enemy has armor, you use the noble sword. When they don't have armor, you use the scimitar and try to wound them. Shitberto. Yeah, use that. Iron Will potion is pretty good. Their weapons? Question mark. Level up on our sergeant. Obviously resolve. And obviously maximum fatigue. And a +3 on melee skill without stars. You have to take that. As a sergeant, he is going to need range defense because he's not going to be using a shield. Otto, back to your crossbows, boys. I know that was fun with the throwing weapons, but let's get back to reality. And Darion, student, accelerate that learning process. I don't have any. I need some pole arms and some pikes. I need a pike. Get paid. Although we should stop in at Feldsheim and see if we can pick up any trade goods. Or maybe someone who could be a ranged fighter for us. You got a miner. Farmhand. I always never mind a farmhand. Bright is nice, but I don't need resolve. Ooh, additional fur padding. Fuck yes, I need that. Thief fur padding. Trophy necklaces, always good. Heavy war dog. I think I need to make antidote as much as I can. Antidote. I don't need any more large quiver of arrows. Yes, so here we go. Where's that heavy fur padding? It's gonna look beautiful on the armor as well. Look at that. Armor attachment which can be replaced but will be destroyed in the process. Only takes 66% of any damage that ignores armor. Brilliant. So that's going to make Creeper Jack nice and buff, which he needs especially because his hit points are dangerously low. You look so smart with your fur padding. And some bit of armor. Now that coat of plates, especially if I put the heraldic shoulder plates on, will be minus 46 maximum fatigue, which I think is way too much. I'll much rather hopefully kill a Shrat and then combine Gossamer with the Shrat sap to make the coat of plates minus. It'll cost 8 less fatigue, so 34 maximum fatigue. Pretty fucking good. But I would need a wild man to be able to wear that most likely. And of course I have to buy Saleh helmets whenever I find them. 39 minutes. Let's see, return to Horn. I'd love to get a patrol because I want to clear out that Dagger Crest cover. Although with many marksmen in a forest, it's not going to be easy. Okay, look here. So here is that scouting mod working. It says brigands, named item chance 11.8%. And some marksmen, a shit ton of brigand raiders, and a few brigand leaders. Lol. 14 plus raiders. I've never seen that description before, shit ton. I suppose shit ton is a technical term. Good news is, once I get my sergeant leveled up, then we can start fighting against Geists without too much concern. Trivia. Actually, hang on, where are my backgrounds? Butcher, where's the Butcher? Range skill, he rolls 29 to 42. That's pretty terrible. Daytailer. Ranged is between 32 to 42, so pretty awful. I suppose we can try them out just to see if we get any superstars. So like a fearless, resolve, range skill, range defense. Wow, he could be a fucking good archer, but probably an even better sergeant than the guy who I have earmarked for being a sergeant. Let's compare the other guy. I might have to switch over to this guy. This dude's amazing. Sure-footed, fearless. Another fearless guy who's a survivor. Melee defense, range defense. Particularly interesting as a sergeant is I can make him pretty damn good with thrown weapons, and then he can just use a spear when he goes into melee combat. The stars in range defense is nice. Let's do some calculations. No, I don't need that. I want to see what his resolve is going to be like. Talents, resolve, 2 stars is 4 every turn, 4 every level, so plus 40. So plus 81, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same as an Andarion. Range skill though, I think I just make him a straight archer. Well, no, he'll be a ninja because he doesn't have high enough range skill to be an archer. And unfortunately his resolve is going to be largely wasted, but you know, 2 out of 3 where I need him for an archer. And the sure-footed is a bonus. And I won't have to sink many points, any levels of leveling up to get him up to 50 that I need. Range skill plus 40, he'll have 80 range skill at level 11. A bit borderline low. But we see how good the ninjas are. I'm gonna call him a crossbowman. Okay, to the name list. Let's go from page 4, one of the more recent submissions. Okay. 145, Lord Nasty. Welcome, Lord Nasty. Get you leveled up. But unfortunately, I can't really start leveling him. I think once my shield breakers are level 11, they can start sitting out. These are less important here now. My bannerman is level 11. I'm only going to put him in if I especially need someone. That needs to use raise morale specifically. Basically, anything other than Geists, we can just use a Landarion. Character Red, keep leveling up. I want my shield breakers max leveled. Sword Raider, Hammer Raider. I think I need Creeper Jack on the front line, just using the one-handed mace. I mean, the two-handed flanged mace is fine, but fuck it. These boys are just gonna have to wait. Be patient. I like the setup though. I want it to work. I kind of regret taking Backstabber now, because in a line battle it doesn't do anything. Oh well. Check the weapons. The weapons all look right. For Burning Bush, I need a pike on him. Obtain star map, definitely. I'm gonna hire this guy or not. Fearless, melee defense. If I have my 8 frontline guys, late game frontline, I mean. So let's go sword tank, no. Yes, so Trevor Belmont is number 1. Vexwolf, no. Shberto is 3. I'm gonna get confused here, hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is my frontline guys. So I've actually got 9 frontline guys already. Okay, I don't need any more frontline lads. Eventually we'll just run around with how many reserves? 4 reserves. I think more than 4 is probably a waste. I don't think I'm gonna clear this out now. It's gonna be too hard. We'll see what's in there. Ooh, a shit ton of undead. Oh, give me that XP. Get him. We'll come back for this. Undead, 1.8% chance for named item. I'll just grab the thing and run out. Undead, out in the open, at dusk. Let's get him. And for most of my lads, they have enough defense that I don't think they need their shields particularly. We'll get the extra damage though from putting our shields away. But Vexwolf is the weakness here. Let's get Vexwolf out because he is fucking awful. Sorry Vexwolf, but you suck, dude. Well, not you. Your character that you rolled, I'm afraid. I've got to buy 1 more of these fighting spears. This lets me get one of the other lads in. Resurrect the dragon, I think. Get him! Oh, perfect. Perfect. The only guys we'll look to dagger down here are the ones that have undamaged padded kettles. Everything else just get killed. I don't need any of their armor. D-dagger, are you my friend? Got. No one can attack from there, so don't bother with that. You lads will cover that. Okay, that's fine. Actually, no. So Creeper Jack needs to go down to the south, I reckon. I'll cover there. Right. Ruskar is going to look to use his super heavy hammer. Probably from one of these positions, but no, he'll help on the southern flank here, I think. Right, Stobbie, remind yourself.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Very important. This kind of fight, when I look at this and I'm like, oh, this is easy, no problem. That is how brothers get killed. Oh, stupid shit like that. Ooh, that damage. Love it. Wait until someone else has been armor shredded. I have 16 men because I'm playing the peasant militia background. So with a peasant militia background, you can only hire lowborn characters, but you're able to have 16 in combat and up to 25 in total. So Shinshobo, that reminds me, I need to play some Darkest Dungeon. Another one of my games. I've got such a long list of games that it's criminal that I've never played them and finished them. My list of have to play them and finish them one day games is alphabetically, if I think of it. Banner Saga, Darkest Dungeon, Portal 2, Wasteland 2, The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3. Yeah, I gotta fucking play those games at some point. I think the Witcher is probably the most egregious omission from my games I've played list. Right, Trevor, start decaffeinating these zombies. Once again, the power of throwing weapons. Burning bush, throwing weapon. Resurrect. I have not finished Mordheim. I've got to add Mordheim to that list. See, I have too many games that I'm playing. I have to stop playing so many fucking games. I think if I finish Mordheim, it'll be with the Skaven. The Skaven are easily my favorite of all the backgrounds. Kill, kill, yes, yes! Well, actually, Nixus, that's kind of an interesting suggestion, especially because of how successful the Battle Brothers League has gone. But how does a Mordheim League work? Because, like, let's say you and I play and you defeat me, then like half of my guys get knocked out or killed. I mean, how do you build a roster if you're going to be losing so many games? It's like in a tournament format, I suppose. Oh, yeah, and I want to start doing a D&D campaign. Far too much that I'm slated to do. I suppose so. But then you're gonna have lads, you know, just dealing with so many injuries all the time. Nice double decapitation there, Trevor Belmont. But I suppose if you play it in an actual league format and then everybody plays each other team once and you just see how you get along. Okay, I'll let the Discord know and see if there's any interest. I would say I'm going to play Skaven, but I don't know. In if it's a multiplayer, I might want humans actually. The marksmen are so amazing. Well, the Battle Sisters, they're also very strong. But whoever plays against the humans will just be running into a hail of Overwatch fire all the time. Injuries are indeed persistent. I suppose, yeah, you're right. You gotta look at it that way. Everybody's gonna have to be dealing with injuries, so. Here goes that helmet I wanted. I mean, it's a nice idea, but I cannot take on any more games. I'm playing far too many games. Yeah, oh, berserk, fuck. I'm so muscle memory. Attack, attack, hit F. Stop doing that. Actually, I can start throwing weapons as well. That's just costing me money. Even New Zealand. Oh, wrecked. I'll disarm this nerd while we stab him. Oh, but I gave all the daggers away. Love zombies. Nice, good berserk. I think the red should be quite close to getting berserk. Dodging, lads. Thunk. That's so satisfying. Nice. Well fought, men. Look at that, like 200 to 150 XP, and I'd have got both of the padded kettles as well. Excellent. Oh, everybody up front is already wearing a padded kettle. Okay, fine. I like the padded kettles so much because they only impede vision by -1. Which is crucial for your crossbows because they can shoot up to 6 tiles. You do very much need that. Okay. Oh, I love these level ups. +4. 4 and +3. And area on the sergeant. Let's see. Fortified mind. So 72 at level 3 with the sash is pretty fucking good. These are that. Actually, I'm going to leave the daggers. I'll leave the daggers. They don't weigh anything. All too often I keep thinking that I'll leave daggers in reserve until I actually know that there's a target that I specifically want to dagger down. But then at the crucial moment I invariably forget about putting the daggers in everyone's inventories. Light spear duelist. You can wear a kettle hat, I suppose. Oh, there it's showing the EHP. Okay, great. So head EHP is 318. 250. Okay, so it does actually show you average EHP 256. 240. Yeah, so there's clearly a point of no return. You've got to find that sweet spot. Oh, there it's showing it. Okay. The 298 EHP I think is pretty good with that combo. We'll probably only get a higher number with that when it's noble armor and a Saleh helmet. Does it show for heavy armor as well? Where's our heavy armor wearer? Okay, it doesn't have EHP for that. Okay, who's gonna go on this mission? My tanky tanks will go, I should say. These lads are more important. Ruskar is more important. Okay, it's been an hour. I'll take a little break. Grab a cup of coffee and go to the loo. 5 minutes. When I come back, let's go grab the star map disc at Necromancer's Hidden Chambers. We just keep on grinding, keep the money flowing. I want to get these up to maximum values and get the food nice and high. And I need to also finish these orc fights. There's 3 little orc caves there. Maybe we make our way down to the south. The northern side of the map hasn't been that profitable for us. Maybe the south will be better for us.